Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fena Flavia K and I'm a Ugandan YouTuber based in Canada. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting this channel and for watching my videos. Kindly engage with my content, like, share it and comment, for this helps YouTube push my videos. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Today we're going to talk about the things you should do within the first week or two after you come into Canada, and one is going to be printing your document. This is done the first hours when you drop into Canada, like your point of entry. For me, my point of entry was Montreal because I was coming to where I'm staying currently, which is in British Columbia. Then those that are staying in Ontario, sometimes they have to go all the way. Oh, the ones in Ontario will always have their point of entry being Toronto, and then some people have Ottawa, some people have Vancouver. This visa document is always your permit. If you are a student, it will be a study permit. If you are a worker, it will be a work permit. I'll put the document, how it looks like, just over here so that some of you can see how this document looks like. The second one is going to be your social insurance number. Your social insurance number can be given to you at your point of entry. That's your SIN. SIN, like most of the Ugandans, you will realize that SIN is just like your NIN, right? So it helps you get get government benefits, get health insurance, health coverage, get a job. It's literally your identity, and it's very important that every person that comes in gets a SIN number. Some people can get it at the point of entry, just like I said, or others you'll have to go to Service Canada. So if you miss it at your point of entry, because usually at your point of entry there's just too much going on. There is too much going on, and people never really have time to go through, go through the hassle of getting a social insurance number. So what they do is that they just go home and get an apply online, and the social insurance number is sent to them at their doorstep. I'm not really sure if this is something they only did in COVID or if it's continuing, and if any of you out there knows whether they're still mailing SIN numbers to people's addresses, kindly comment in the description box. So you can go to Service Canada. So you get to Google and then you will search for the nearest Service Canada in your area, depending on where you're staying, and then you can just maybe get a bus, get an Uber and go to Service Canada. You don't need to book. I don't really remember whether you have to book an appointment or you can just walk in. I'm not so sure, but Canada is so different, so it's better you just book your appointment online, or maybe actually I think you have to book an appointment and then go and get your social insurance number. So there will be like a queue. I took some videos when I just came in, but I don't think I can find them anymore. So when you go, you will be guided on where to get your social insurance number. But please note, your social insurance number is very important, and everyone that stays in Canada, whether you're a temporary resident or permanent resident or citizen, has to have one. So if you're a temporary resident, that means student or worker, yours will always start with a 9. And so the next thing is going to be getting a cell phone plan. So getting a cell phone plan or SIM card would be just like getting your phone number. So just like Kampala, where you can just buy a SIM card from a vendor. Here too, there are vendors at the mall, at shopping centers, and also telecommunication companies have like shops where you can go and get a cell phone number. Also remember that when you come into Canada as a newcomer, there are always very good deals on cell phone plans. So whichever telephone company you choose to work with, it could be Bell, it could be Telus, it could be Kudo, it could be Fido, it could be Virgin, all those. you just have to ask them if they have any like running deals for newcomers, for students who are always coming in. And around September or the month before or after, there will always be student promotions going on everything, be it in the mall, on every single thing. So you should always ask every service you go to, ask them if they have anything for a newcomer or if they have anything for a student. So it's different here that cell phone plans are literally a must. Without a cell phone plan, you can't call and neither can anyone reach you, compared to if you're in Kampala. If you have your phone number, you're reachable, and if you want to call someone, you just need to load airtime. But here you are given a cell phone plan that includes unlimited calls. It includes sometimes a little bit of MBs depending on the one that you choose, or no MBs at all, or unlimited in MBs, or like GBs or internet, depending on the cell phone plan that you choose to go with. So here it's a full package. In Uganda, if you want MBs, load data and everything will be like, if you want MBs, load data. If you want to call someone, load data. But here it's a cell phone plan that has everything. It's like data included, phone calls included. Others are so big that they even have some international calls included. So it depends on which one you go with. And yeah, so that's it for the cell phone plan. And also I would say that when you come in as a student or as a worker, guys, don't get phone numbers from your point of entry unless you're very sure that your point of entry is where you're going to stay. For example, if you're going to stay in Toronto and your point of entry is Toronto, that's very fine. But if your point of entry is like Montreal and you're going to stay in Ontario, then you shouldn't get a phone number from the airport, because you will have a number that doesn't match with your province or your location. And here all those things matter, because like when you're applying for a job, you may apply for a job like, let's say you're staying in Ontario and you have a British Columbia, let me say, code. It will, like, employers will just feel like you're just wasting time. They won't bother calling you. So that kind of like reduces opportunities to be called in for interviews, because you don't have a number that matches your province that you stay with. So always just be patient, get home, and then when you are at your place of residence, you can go to the mall and get a phone number. Okay, so that being that, the next one would be opening up a bank account. As a newcomer, you could be a student or a worker. Everyone needs to have as long as you're above, sorry, not even above 18, whoever that is, I think above 16, you are eligible to open up a bank account. So when you come to Canada the following day, you can go to any bank and open up an account. The banks here, we have Scotiabank, we have BMO, we have TD, we have CIBC. Like, I cannot exhaust them, but there are so many banks. So you can just use your phone and Google the banks around. I'm not really sure if you can just walk in, but like I said, in Canada it's an appointment based kind of system. If you want to open up an account, you just Google, set up an appointment and show up for your appointment with all your documents. If you are on a study permit, come in with your study permit. If you are on a work permit, come in with your work permit. So don't just open up the account and walk out. This is Canada. The moment you step in, you start building your credit score. And you know what? Here, credit history and scores are very, very, very important. So on the word go, or on the first week, have your credit card. So you're going to tell your financial advisor at the bank that you want to open up an account and get a credit card. It's so easy for people to get credit cards when they have just come into Canada, because you are working on a clean slate. There's not so much like transactional footprint between you and Canada. Within like the first 1 month of you coming into the country. So it's so easy for you to get a credit card. And also when you get that credit card, you start with a very good credit score. So I know it's like different for us, because back home it's if you have money you can afford, but here it's with a credit card you can afford anything. So the thing is, start building your credit history the moment you come in. Don't forget to ask the person that is working on you, your financial advisor, to explain to you how the credit score works and everything, because it's something that is so hard to understand it. And also ask people, like people who have been here longer, they'll always advise you. So the next thing is insurance, health insurance and other kinds of insurance. So health insurance is when you get a job, you'll always get health insurance. You'll already get like a health insurance from your place of work. And also when you come in as a student, you'll also have a healthcare insurance package from school. All health services here are free. So there's also some bit of provincial health coverage, but it doesn't cover everything. So having a combination of both of them helps a lot, because if you're a worker at work, you're going to have an insurance package, and then also the province is going to give you one. And also one thing to remember, the moment you come in, apply for the provincial health coverage depending on the province that you're staying in. Come in like the adults that come in like as PR, the ones that come in like with their families. The moment you get an apartment, you have to get insurance for your apartment. Then those that want to buy cars, there will be insurance for your car. Well, there's insurance for everything. And now let me tell you something funny. The thing that kind of like blew my mind was the fact that here, like during the summer, we had so many wildfires in BC. It was so serious, it was so tragic. People lost their houses. I don't really remember if there was anyone that passed on, but what I remember is that people lost their houses because their houses burnt down to ashes. But the beauty of having home insurance or an apartment, that if a fire just, because like the houses here are made of wood, they're made of wood, and there's very little drywall everywhere. So when it catches fire, you could be cooking and a fire could come up and all that. Even your own landlord will always pay insurance for it, just in case. It helps like in case of any fire. But here, fires come up so easily, so you also have to be cautious about that. And also taking home insurance seriously helps a lot. Okay, so the next one will be finding accommodation. If you are still in Uganda and you want to come to Canada, my advice to you about getting accommodation will be that you should book an Airbnb for like 2 weeks, or if you have friends and family here in Canada, you could stay with them for maybe a week or two as you search for accommodation on site when you are already in the country. Sometimes people get places to stay online, which is totally fine, but sometimes when they come in, it's different. Like it's not what they expected, because these websites, they take pictures of the homes when they are still new, and then when you come in, it's different. Then obviously years pass, houses depreciate and all that. So when you come and look for it on site, you have a better I would say, you can see for yourself what you're getting yourself into. So that's something that you should consider. And then also there are different places. Well, if you want to do it online, that's totally fine. And also if you want to do it on site, that's also okay. So what I would say is go with what you want. If you want to do it online, you can check websites like Kijiji and Facebook Market. The Facebook in Uganda doesn't have Facebook Market, but when you come to Canada, you just need to update your app, and the Facebook Market option will just appear in your, that for those who use Facebook, will appear on your app. and you can use it. You can get rooms, you can get roommates, and then those that come in as students, you can go to your school's website. Some schools partner with neighboring landlords and households, families, and those families and households and landlords provide accommodation to their students. So take it as they are accredited, like the school goes there and checks out the house, and they put the landlord's details on the school website. So you just need to email those landlords. And then one thing to bear in mind is, one, if you're coming during the winter, it's so hard to get a place to stay in Canada during the winter. People start moving during summer, so they can show you how the room looks like, how the house looks like. And then for the families, those who want apartments and all, like I said, just come on site and then start searching for them. This is just me giving you like advice based on my experience. It's not professional, it's not legal. I don't have any accreditation to give you guys immigration advice, so it's just me putting out my experience and hoping that someone picks one or two points from what I say and they can use it to have a smooth immigration process. So the next one would be finding a job. If you are a student, depending on the families you come from, but like I said, the standard of living in Canada is it's extremely expensive. So even though you come from a very well-to-do family, sometimes you have to get like a part-time job, at least like to help you to build Canadian experience in a work field while pursuing whatever kind of studies you're doing at school. So that's something that students should note. I don't know if they're doing it until now, but what I know, I heard it was changed last year. What I know is that students can work up to 20 hours. But I remember, I think the students of last year, that's the students I think of 2022 or 2021, they were allowed to work up to 40 hours. But I don't know if it's still going on, and I'm not really sure. But to be safe, what I can tell you is international students can work only up to 20 hours. So 20 hours, that means if you have an 8-hour shift, it's like you working 2 days or 2 days and a half, because it's like every shift has to run 8 hours. There are no shifts that run more than 8 hours, so it can be 8 hours or less. Yeah. So, and then those that are coming in as workers on like an open work permit, leaving aside those that are coming in on LMIS. So the ones that come in on work permits, the ones that come in as PRs, you can use websites like Glassdoor or Indeed, or you can use IRCC. It has some jobs. Then there's so many websites, guys, but those are the ones I used and the ones I won't suggest for you. To come in as a worker, you are supposed to make a resume, and making this resume, guys, your resume has to be 1 page. I mean 1 page, like 1, 2, just the front part of that page. If you make your pamphlet of a resume, the one we call a CV, or a curriculum vitae, no one is going to go through that whole text of a resume. So Canadian I think there's also a website I used when I just moved here. There was a website that I used. I'm not really sure which website it was, but I'll put the link in the description down here, so some of you can use it. I think I paid like $10. No, it wasn't 10. Yeah, it was a subscription for like $10, but the website had, you open up an account, it would come up with templates, Canadian standard templates for resumes, for CVs. So that's something I would suggest that you guys do. Or you could, I know there are some people here that have stayed for a while that do resumes for other people, but I don't know, like I can't recommend it because I don't know. I feel like it's something anyone can do, right? I mean, it's just 1 page. Summarize your resume and start looking for a job. So look for a job, and You know, the moment you come into Canada, bills start pouring. They start pouring. Phone bill, house bill, water bill, electricity bill, so many things, internet, there are so many things. Everything is a bill. So I would say that whoever is coming in as a worker, I know most of us leave Uganda with the hope that we are coming to Canada to find greener pasture, but then coming with a rigid mind, one that cannot like adjust easily, is not good. So my advice is that you get a starter job. It could be in any kind of industry, like it could be in retail, like at the mall. It could be in the food industry as a, like maybe Tim Hortons, as a server in a restaurant, as a bartender, anywhere, as a cleaner, like a starter job. And while in that starter job, you can take that time, start searching for something that is in your line of study, because here actually jobs don't need to be minimized, because all jobs to me are actually the same, apart from the white collar jobs. Ugandans love white collar jobs, but we will all realize that white collar jobs here in Canada don't give as much money as the jobs that we call the low standard jobs. So don't be rigid when you come in. Get a starter job. This will help you to study the people here, know what they like study them, study their behavior. How do they talk when they're asking for stuff? Because in Uganda we speak British English, and here it's American English. So words like dustbin, they call it a trash can here. So that's something that if you got a starter job, it would help you so much to engage, make friends, than just waking up one morning and getting into a job that is in your line of work. It's also fine. Some people do get them. I'm not saying that it's bad. And those that come on LMIAs usually get LMIAs in their line of study. But if you get a starter job, it will help you study. Like moving and immigration is not easy, guys. It's like starting from scratch, going away from what you know and starting afresh, making friends, oh god, guys, it's exhausting and it takes time to settle in. Honestly, I've been here for already a year, but I still don't feel settled in. So it takes time to settle in. And guys, when you come here, at least just be patient. Don't compare like what you have with what other people have. You may see people working up to like 2 jobs. Don't first jump into the whole 2 jobs or 3 jobs. Take your time, study, see your work schedule, see if maybe you can add on to another job or not. So like I said, guys, take your time, be patient, and don't compare, and yeah, find a job. It will help you earn.